Hi guys, Tuesday, February 14th, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm gonna make this really quick. This week, talking about two samples now, and two different cases of two samples. There's dependent samples and there's independent samples. I'm going to send you a link for a mini lesson that helps you understand how to determine whether two samples are independent or dependent. But in layman's terms, here's how it goes. So if you got two samples, you got two different groups. Maybe it's two different populations. I don't know what it is, two different groups. And you're taking some from this one group over here. If picking that particular value or that particular person or that particular place or thing or item or whatever from group A forces you to pick a particular item from group B, then that makes them dependent. If picking a particular item from group A doesn't have any bearing on which particular item or items you choose from group B, then that makes them independent. So if they're dependent, they're paired. Mathematically, when you have paired samples, using SPSS, what you need to do is you need to create a new column because you're not really comparing the two samples against each other. You're actually comparing their deltas, and that's why you need to know if it's paired or not, because if it's paired, maybe row 4 of group A lines up with row 4 of group B, so you need to make a column, a third column out there that says this is the difference between group A and group B for this particular pairing. And then you actually do a one sample t-test on the difference or delta column. And in this case, the null hypothesis is always 0. So for paired two sample data, the null hypothesis is always mu sub d, so that's a mu with a little d subscript, is equal to 0. That's what it always will be. So I'm going to send you that link. Please look at it. Give me a call if you got any questions or don't understand what's going on. The other thing I'm going to send you looks like this. Let me share my screen. This is called, if I can find it, right there. This is a statistics flowchart. I'm going to send this to you. You should print this out because when the next test comes up, and by the way, it's coming up very soon. When the next test comes up, you still will be able to have a cheat sheet, but now this time it'll be able to be two-sided if this is one of the sides. If you don't put this on a cheat sheet, then you're still just limited to one side. So I'd highly recommend you use this as one of the sides of your cheat sheet, and then the other side can be whatever you want it to be. By the way, the test is comprehensive, so do not forget all that stuff you learned for the first test. Make sure you've got good notes on the stuff from the first test, especially if you missed some questions from the first test that you want to take notes on. Anyway, statistical test flowchart. You'll notice that right off the bat, it splits it into 3 groups. Got quantitative response variables, categorical response variables. We haven't talked about those yet. And then 2 quantitative variables. We haven't talked about that yet either. On the quantitative side, we've already talked about one sample. Sometimes sigma is known, sometimes sigma is unknown. So you've got these columns over here. So on this far left side, it's quantitative, one sample, sigma known. And then in this box down here where it says details, you should put all the formulas, maybe SPSS instructions if you need to. You know, if you know sigma, that's a z-score. So you'll want to remind yourself, hey, use the z-score applet to do that. On the other hand, if sigma unknown comes up, well, that's a t-test. It's no longer a z-test. So maybe you want to remind yourself to use the t applet. You want to put a formula for how to calculate t. So calculate z in the left-hand column, calculate t in the next left-hand column. Put something in there about confidence intervals, how to calculate the confidence interval or how to figure them out using SPSS. This week, we're going over 2 samples dependent and 2 samples independent. Just put all kinds of stuff down here to remind yourself what methods you need to use. The first lesson of next week, I believe, is lesson 14. That'll be 3 or more samples, and that's called analysis of variance, or ANOVA. It's a pretty complex process, but it's made very easy because SPSS does it all for you. And then we'll have the test. So the next test goes over all these quantitative methods for doing research. So the test is lesson 15. Same thing as last time. There are no collaboration points for the test. For your group meeting, and the group meeting is a pre-test, so probably take a little bit longer. And then I think the test opens, I want to say Thursday and closes Saturday, but don't bank on that. Please go check it out, find out for yourself. Okay, so I will email you this, and I will email you the link or post the link to the how to figure out whether it's dependent /paired sampling or independent sampling. Okay, that's it. I'm going to stop this broadcast, so hopefully it's short enough that you can choke it down. Have a great Valentine's Day, and have a great week, and call me when you need some help. Thanks.